Welcome back to Justice League Dark, right here at Comicstorian. This is where we take some of your favorite comic books, break them down into digestible bites, give you the synopsis of what actually happened in the book, and allow you to understand what is happening in the world of comics. The Justice League Dark is a team that Wonder Woman put together to battle against the forces of magic and darkness and evil. And she's been battling against a being known as the Upside Down Man, a being that wants to enter our world and devour everything within it. That's his entire purpose. He doesn't have some evil plan other than to eat everything. Well, at our last adventure, Swamp Thing came back from the dead, and Wonder Woman felt that she had failed everyone, bringing us to the beginning of today's Justice League Dark. Let's get into it. As the weeks go by, Wonder Woman stands atop of a building, looking out at the city, when Bobo walks out stating that she is a hard person to find. She tells him that maybe she didn't want to be found, and Bobo asks when is she coming back to Justice League Dark. She sighs, stating that she isn't sure. Everything seemed to fall apart last time. Zatanna got hurt. John left because of his secrets. They needed a teenager to make an argument for human life, and Man-Bat just got back from the hospital. She's beginning to wonder if she led this team astray. Bobo lights a cigarette. Yeah, and I'm a chimp with a magical sword that doesn't even work the way it's supposed to. How am I supposed to feel? Wonder Woman asks how is everyone anyway, and Bobo asks, how do you think? Untethered, rudderless. Z came into the bar a few days ago, and ever since John took off, she's been a wreck. Came in to pick up some stuff obtained from a black market operator. Needless to say, kinda trashed the bar. But the scary part, her reaction was nothing. No sympathy or gratitude. A thanks would have been nice, but yeah. Now, normally I don't butt into people's affairs, but I'm a detective and a chimp. That's twice the normal amount of curiosity. Whatever Zatanna is doing, she's keeping it real secret. So I went to go to Man-Bat to see if we could talk Z out of whatever she's planning on doing. But after explaining everything to him, he's way more interested in whatever he's working on. Turns out Swamp Thing is not only Swamp Thing, he also has living things inside of him. External organisms. Something about the green being aided by the other parliaments. There was one last place that he went before coming here, and that's when I went to go check on the two Dr. Fates, Kent Nelson and Khaled. But it sounded like Kent was stepping back and that they had to work out some of the Dr. Fate details. Bobo takes another drag from his cigarette and he asks, do you see why they act the way they do? You're worried about the consequences your choices might have for those around you, so you're off here, alone. You're afraid of whether you could live with us. And not that it's any of my business, but it's probably going to be harder to not make those choices. That's why we need you. You can take it. You can carry the burden of making those choices. I'd follow you into the heart of the abyss without a blink, Wonder Woman. But you have to be unafraid for the rest of us. Later, at the theater, Zatanna yells in frustration after another failed attempt to reach her father. And as she closes her eyes, she feels a hand touching her shoulder. Wonder Woman helps Zatanna up and hugs her, telling her that she is sorry. She is sorry that she let it get to this. As Zatanna tells her that she doesn't understand. But Wonder Woman goes on stating that Hecate and the Upside Down Man were manifested from the same source of magic. This world and the other place both formed in their image, mirroring each other. With a piece of Hecate's soul still within her, Wonder Woman is the key to the other place. Bobo says, oh, so we're doing this, right? Getting everyone back together? Taking the fight to the Upside Down Man? Wonder Woman walks over and kneels down, telling him, no, I and Zatanna will go. I need to know that there's still a line of defense should we not return. Khaled is our last hope, and if Kent Nelson is leaving, as he says, Khaled will need someone by his side. There's no one else I trust more than you, Bobo. Bobo laughs. I'm a chimp with a magical sword, but yeah, you can count on me. And right now it's time to get off the sidelines and do something. Bobo steps back as Zatanna teleports them away, but as he's watching, he thinks to himself, you know, she's wrong. She does need our help. Bobo then takes out a note, stating, Bobo, if you find yourself a patron short at the bar, here's how you can find me. JC. On the other side of the portal, Wonder Woman and Zatanna float into the other place, and Wonder Woman says that it's like this place is just magic, untethered and wild. Zatanna yells that she can see someone up ahead, and the two float towards that light. And as they get closer to it, Zatanna yells, is that my father? She reaches out asking, do you remember me? I came for you. Giovanni Zatara speaks as he walks forward, telling her that you should not have come. He falls to his knees, screaming out in agony as his body is torn asunder. Through the smoke, a voice calls out, now, Giovanni, you wouldn't want to deprive me of this, would you? The Upside Down Man walks out stating, "I have waited so long to face her here, in this place." Zatanna yells to let her father go, that she is the one that he wants, but the Upside Down Man says, "Shh," as he places his finger to his lips. Zatanna tries to move, but her body begins to turn to dust, and it gets swept up in the swirling winds. The Upside Down Man then calls out to Wonder Woman, stating, "You are Hecate's chosen and marked. You failed. You have no answers for me. And now you come here seeking your own death, to spare you the sight of your world being devoured by me." Wonder Woman tells him that she is here to ask for another bargain. But without a thought, the Upside Down Man says, "I refuse! Why would I bargain for which I can take so easily?" As the ground breaks around her and it swallows up Wonder Woman, she breaks free shouting, "Because I am Diana of Themyscira, Princess of the Amazons, and am marked by Hecate. I have watched over this world longer than you have coveted it." Wonder Woman throws her sword, stating that there is one thing that she has learned in that time, and it's that people. But the Upside Down Man catches the sword, and he responds by firing a power beam out of his mouth. Before the beam could hit Wonder Woman, Zatanna casts a spell to shield her, and Wonder Woman finishes it by stating, "People can surprise you when you least expect it, Upside Down Man." Zatanna points her fingers, pew pew, and fires her own beam, ripping into the side of the Upside Down Man's head. He rubs the side of his face. "Interesting, the way you speak your words. In this place, they give your magic greater strength." Zatanna steps forward, stating that her father taught her to speak like that. She used to wonder why, and now she understands and remembers everything. The two begin to shoot beams of magic back and forth, with Zatanna yelling that they can't keep doing this. They need to do something. Wonder Woman says that the Upside Down Man wants her. She should take her father and find a way back, but Zatanna stops her, telling her, "I am not leaving you." The Upside Down Man says, "Do you think that you can beat me? You still cannot think of this beyond your simplest struggles. You cannot beat magic itself! Here, I am limitless, infinite, and I take shape so that your small minds can even comprehend me. But long since Hecate imprisoned me here, I have infiltrated and affected this empty void of space. She is the reality of the other place, don't you see? There is no limit to what I can do. What I can be for." As the very fabric of reality begins to shatter to pieces, vines grow out, wrapping around the Upside Down Man, pulling things back together. Swamp Thing's voice echoes, stating, "You have infested this place with your own reality. It is possible for another to invade yours. The battle of magic is a battle of realities and a contest of will, and the will of the green bears heavy upon me, even here." With a thundering crack-oom, a giant Swamp Thing crushes the Upside Down Man between his palms. Swamp Thing tells Wonder Woman that the Upside Down Man is still very powerful, but this is how they will defeat him, by changing the very reality of his universe. He will not be held for long, but they have time. Wonder Woman asks, "Time? To what end?" And Swamp Thing tells her, "Time for the rest of us, to each find our own answers." Through a puff of smoke, Bobo steps into the dark London night, and he says, "Okay, follow the instructions. This should be it. You better be here, Constantine." He opens up a door to a pub, and he calls out to John, but inside, there are floating tarot cards, and John Constantine is strung up and gagged by them upside down. Bobo walks in with his sword, telling them that he's not entirely sure what the hell is going on, but he went through a lot looking for John. So he's gonna have to go through them to get John out, then that's how it's going to be. A woman tells Bobo to calm down. He's as much a knight of the swords, right? Decisive, focused. Perhaps he is the one that might bring better tidings to the door than that imbecile. As Madame Xanadu waves her hand, John comes crashing to the ground and she asks, "What brings the both of you here?" Bobo looks back at John and asks, "Why are we here again?" John gets up, rubbing his neck, stating that she knows what they want. She was there with Zatanna in the beginning. He knew that this was coming, that there has to be something. He told her. Anything. How do they win this? Xanadu motions to the tarot cards before her, stating that he knows how this works. "Pick a card, John." So John picks up the moon, and Xanadu says, "That is a card of illusion and intuition. I want to remind you of this, magician. You can make a coin disappear. You can take a rabbit out of a hat. You can saw a lady in half. Is it magic or is it a trick? The trick is always to be learned. It is science, it is a craft, it is a skill. But if it's a trick, where is the magic? Xanadu closes her hands around the card, continuing by stating that the magic is getting people to believe in another reality despite what they know to be true. This is where the magic comes in. As Xanadu opens up her hands, a bird flies out and John laughs. Belief. The two begin to leave, and Bobo calls back that he's sorry about all the threats and all that, and Xanadu holds up the deck of cards asking, "Aren't you going to pick up your third card?" John laughs, stating that they both know what the card is. It's the Fool. It's always the Fool. And as the door to the pub closes, Xanadu wishes that that were true, as she picks up John Constantine's next card, revealing death. Back at the Hall of Justice, Man-Bat lifts his glasses, stating that he did it. It's inelegant and rushed, but given the circumstances, it'll suffice. And just in time! Swamp Thing says that he had to have it ready before they returned. Said that they'd know how to get there. Bobo asks, where is there? And Man-Bat yells, "The other place, of course." Bobo puffs his cigarette, stating, "Yeah, that ain't happening. Wonder Woman was the key to getting there. She needed a powerful sorcerer like Zatanna to help. What chance do we have of getting over there? Unless." A few moments later, Bobo picks up Dr. Fate's helmet and Khaled says that he's doing it. There's no way to talk him out of it. Bobo tells him, "Actually, we were looking for Kent." Bobo tosses the helmet back, stating that he made too many of his own mistakes to tell others not to do the same. Just know this. You go in half-cocked and short on belief, you're going to get yourself killed. Put that doubt over your head and suit up, Dr. Fate. It's the last march of the backup brigade. Once everyone gathers up, Bobo asks how are they going to do this? They need a key. So John pulls out Houdini's key, asking, "What if I told you that this key was a gift from Giovanni himself?" Meanwhile, in the other place, Wonder Woman is looking out at the lush green, stating that this place is beautiful. Swamp Thing tells her that this is the new life, and it is not without death. New light from darkness, order within chaos. It is the new beginning. Across the way, Zatanna tries to help her father Giovanni from his pain, asking how she can release him from his torment, and Giovanni tells her that she cannot. It is the cost that he chose to bear, and he wants her to remember. Remember what he taught her. She will only have a brief moment to do it. Make him believe. And soon the green surrounding the Upside Down Man explodes, and he shouts, asking, "You dare imprison me in my own realm!" The Upside Down Man lunges at Wonder Woman, bashing into her shield, yelling that even after all this time, Hecate's hubris still thrives within you. After another hit, Wonder Woman calls to Zatanna, and Zatanna attacks, causing another explosion. With the Upside Down Man distracted, the vines from Swamp Thing grow, as he says that he will not let him rain more destruction upon our world or this one. You have consumed. But as the vines tighten, the Upside Down Man screams, "Enough!" blowing everyone and everything to the ground. He continues, stating that they are incapable of seeing that they have always been on borrowed time. Dozens of eyes begin to open up all over the Upside Down Man's body, and he yells that after they've all been turned to dust, he will at last open his eyes upon their world. He will consume every bit of Hecate's benevolent magic that courses through it. But just then, there's a thundering vroom as a blinding light shines, destroying everything nearby, and through the smoke, John Constantine lights his cigarette, stating, "Must be pretty embarrassing. All this talk about destruction, righteous reprisals, end of the world." Khaled maintains the barrier, protecting the heroes and the new arrivals, and John goes on. "It's almost like you're getting weaker. Ever start wondering as to why? It's because of the fundamental truth of magic. It's the reason Giovanni held on for all this time, despite his unending torment. Why Zatanna's magic has more power here. Why I was sent to bring Swamp Thing. Why the Parliament of Life listened to Khaled's words. Why we've all followed Wonder Woman without hesitation or question or doubt. And it's why a noble ape holds his broken sword in defiance without fear. It's because of belief." Soon the Upside Down Man's body begins to pulse as it twists and grows, and he says, "You are about to find out just how absolute my power is in this place." As monsters begin to crawl out of the Upside Down Man, Zatanna says that no matter how great the magic, it has its limits. There will always be a cost. John steps out of the barrier, stating that the Upside Down Man is too stubborn to believe in something. When Hecate looked upon her own dark reflection, so repulsed she was, so utterly convinced in her belief of its abhorrence, that her belief created The Upside Down Man yells that he has had enough of your prattling, Constantine, and he fires a beam right through Constantine's chest. Zatanna quickly runs out of the barrier to catch him, and the Upside Down Man asks, "Don't you see? This is your end! No glory, no reward! Where is your magic now? Where is your belief?" And there you have it, the conclusion to the storyline as it's told right now. Now, if you want to know what's happening next, go to your local comic book store, hit up Comicsology, or just read it yourself, because the next arc isn't done yet, which means we're going to be taking a break from Justice League Dark. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that like button if you want to make sure that you know when we do more Justice League Dark. It'll be about a month or two until we have enough story to give you another video, but that does leave us in a bit of predicament. What are we going to cover next weekend? I have a few options for you. We can do the Wolverine stuff, including Weapon X and the current storylines. We can do the Justice League Odyssey storyline, which is what happened to Green Lantern, Azrael, Cyborg, and a few other characters. And we can also do the Suicide Squad storyline by Tom Taylor. Let me know in the comments down below which of those three you'd prefer, and we'll get right into it. Otherwise, right now, it's looking like we're going to do Justice League Odyssey, which is another 30-something issue storyline involving a space Justice League. Something you might be interested in. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for your support. Don't forget, we do have our Patreon, patreon.com/Comicstorian, where you can get various videos, early and unedited versions of our podcast, and I'll see you next time right here.